This week, the absolutely brilliant Toyota Tundra. It's got Toyota's blue badge. Yes, it is, ladies and germs. This is a hybrid. A 3.5 litre turbo hybrid to be exact. Meanwhile, behold the magnificence of this Tundra. These bulges in the bonnet do reflect quite a lot of light inside the cabin, but I don't care. I love it. I love it. This beautifully complex array of lights, massive wheels, massive Tundra badge, massive side steps, and there is smart locking and unlocking as well, only on the front doors. But that's okay, you're probably only going to use the front doors. The tub is enormous. It does have a party trick. Now this is the limited, so the base model, around 155,000-ish. According to the brochure, these things are meant to have electric tailgates. It does have an electric release. There's a little rocker switch here. If you just press it, it does release the lock. And in case you're wondering, this does have a 4.5 ton towing capacity. It is quite a way up into the back seat, and actually this is the first time I've sat in it. Boy oh boy, is that windscreen huge. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I'm always telling you that these utes are very cramped in the back. This is like a limo. I could almost stretch my legs out fully. And from my position in the back, I'm looking over the top of the driver's seat. For a change, I don't feel like I'm in a pauper's pew. From the front seat, I've often been critical of Toyota's chunky interior design. It is extremely chunky, but for some reason it works. And I think mainly it's this massive tablet. Big chunky vents, tasteful highlights, and some controls that are separate, that are not in that main screen. This, as you can see, is my CarPlay. I've got some air conditioning controls along the bottom, including heated and cooled seats. Trailer controls, camera controls, traction control off, a wireless phone charger down below, massive storage area, and this beautifully chunky gear lever. It looks really classy, unlike that awful Hilux we had last week. There's the four-wheel drive controls, 2 high, 4 low, and the drive mode button, which switches between drive mode and tow and haul. Finally, an absolutely massive center bin, which can be partially opened to reveal more USBs to match the USB up yonder. There's a single glove box and the usual controls, including seat memory. There's also automatic lights, etc. down on the bottom dash. Finally, we've got the steering wheel controls, nice and straightforward. These look a little different to, let me just turn that off. Whoops. Wrong one. These look a little different to the normal Toyota controls because this is an American car, but we've got lane control, smart cruise control, etc., and the audio controls along the bottom, including voice control. And when they converted this from left to right-hand drive, we'll talk about that in a minute, they left some of the controls on the wrong side. For example, the CarPlay controls, that's a long reach. I've got to lean forward. And the master control for the synced air conditioning is on the passenger side. So if I do this, it unsyncs them. So I have to sync it again, and if I want to go down, I have to press the passenger side for both sides to go down. Just a little thing, but it's kind of funny nonetheless. I love the big driver's display. It shows that Toyota put some thought in this. Yeah, there's no head-up display. Actually, I don't care, and I haven't missed it. I normally would, but I haven't missed it. You can see there's a lovely big picture. Unlike the very small one we saw in Hilux last week, because there's so much real estate here, Toyota can play with it. Now, I'm in EV only mode. It's not telling me on the dash that I'm in EV only, but I am because there's no revs on the engine. I've got about 1/3 of a charge in the battery, which of course will replenish itself. This massive truck, and it's running on battery power. Brings my total power to over 300 kilowatts and over 700 Newton meters. That's a lot in anyone's language. This is a big old bus and it takes up the entire lane. When you're parking, it takes up more than one parking space. Australian parking spaces are not meant for trucks. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that don't realise that. And as I said, the weather's been pretty foul all week, and this is what happened yesterday afternoon. Oh, I'm just sitting in Regent Street traffic, so didn't have anything else to do.
She's a bit spry today.
Oh, jeez! I don't know. Is there any damage apart from that?
I'm on my line. I'm on my line.
Yeah, well, I've got dash cam, mate.
Careful.
When someone moved too far over in their lane and there was nowhere for me to go. You can hear that lovely burble of the V6. As I said, I've got a gauge to tell me the turbo boost, a gauge to tell me the amount of battery force and the amount of battery charge. But Tundra, although it's four-wheel drive, as I said, is mainly set up for towing. At first I thought I would miss the V8. That's normally in trucks of this size. But I haven't even noticed it. There are a couple of things missing. I only have intermittent wipers. Now I know that's not a big thing, and there'll be those of you that are going to write in and say all sorts of things about me being lazy, etc, etc. Well, for a start, all comments are held. So if you're going to write anything nasty, don't bother, because I'm not listening. Next, there's no head-up display. I think for this money I'd have kind of expected it. You can see this traffic is fairly heavy. The Tundra has been switching between engine and EV only, and it's seamless. I can't feel a thing. In stop and start traffic, again, you can't feel the petrol engine start. You just put your foot down and it's there. If Toyota has done one thing and done it well, that is, they have done brilliantly with hybrids. Ride around town is absolutely brilliant. There's a feeling of limo-esque class. Similarly, the cabin is very, very quiet. And the only thing you can hear is the burble of that engine when it cuts in. I've been looking for excuses to drive this thing. Normally with really big trucks, I try to avoid them like the plague. And surprisingly, the effort that Toyota's gone to make this as economical as possible has paid off, because a truck of this weight is currently doing 12.1 litres per 100 kilometres. It's got a 120 litre tank, and I've got 357 kilometres to empty based on my current usage. Now, if I was on the highway, I suspect that would come down quite a lot. And because, hallelujah, this has electric power steering, the lane control is by turning the steering wheel for me. Oh, I forgot to mention, just in case you're looking for it, the 12 volt is behind the tablet up here on the top of the dash. And the last thing before we wind up is there's a button up here. That puts the back window down. Well, I can't think why you'd ever want to do that unless you've got a... no, I can't think why you'd want to do that. But anyway, you can put the back window down. And then a last little touch of somewhat excess gorgeousness, an electronic rear view mirror. I like that. It means that I can see what's happening at the back unless my load's too tall because the camera's on the roof. I can see what's happening at the back. So if my back window is obscured, no worries. That's it this week for the Toyota Tundra Limited. I love this car a lot. And if I were to want a full-size truck for towing, once I become no longer a person living in the city, I'd have this. I'd have it. And there's plenty of places to get it serviced. As always, hit like, leave a comment, and just over there to subscribe.